Hi there, welcome to Emia Soleil. Thank you so much for your heartwarming response to my introduction along with the Queen of Cups yesterday. Now let's talk about dreams. There's no such thing as an not important dream. Every dream has a significance and a message of some kind, even if it comes in the shape of something seemingly meaningless. It may be a fragment of a room, a color, a taste, a sound, some brief memory of a song. And those things are clues to a bigger picture, so please do harvest them and use them in your daily dream work. Every night is filled with dreams also, even if you don't remember them, and if you are one of those who don't remember your dreams but want to start using your subconscious as a tool, you might as well begin to interpret your daily life. You can interpret special events, memories of significance, childhood stuff and so on, because that works just as well as interpreting a dream, because life is, as you probably heard before, just an awake dream. The aim is anyhow to get an understanding of a state of being where the intellect isn't in charge, learning to navigate there. We live in an interesting era with fast energies and high technology, and it's easy to get lost in the fast messages that move around us everywhere. Therefore, it's more important than ever to not lose connection with the inner world. That doesn't mean we must avoid the outer world totally or distance ourselves from other people to be able to keep our balance, but the important lays in keeping touch with the inner world. And that's where the dream work shows to be of such importance. Because dreams offer information about things already known on a spiritual and subconscious level. Knowledge that needs to come to an understanding on a conscious plane. And I've learned to take my dreams seriously, and I've spent many years interpreting and working my way to understanding them from very, very different angles and perspectives. Because understanding myself and my reactions to my environment is so important. Understanding my past, understanding my physical body by learning its signals through subconscious symbols. And if you do take your time to understand your dreams, I can promise you can get very useful and specific advice. So some time ago, when I was in a massively exhausting situation, I dreamed of something as weird as a pineapple. If it had been in a usual pineapple size, I probably had missed it, but it wasn't. It was huge, and it was placed right before me, blocked the way, leaving no doubt about its importance. Like it was saying, "Here I am, you shall not pass." So I got the message, and the next morning I googled pineapple, and I found out that the pineapple contains an enzyme that counteracts stress, actually. So this enzyme also was available to buy, and a few days later I had a can in my hand containing this enzyme, so I could get some help for my stress. So thankfully amazed at the wisdom of the dream world, I searched backwards in my dream journal to see if I had received that message before but missed it, and for sure I had. I certainly had. The dream world had delivered, but I didn't pay attention because of my escalating stress. Well, not until Mrs. Pineapple herself blocked my way with her urging vibes. So I want to tell you about the dream because it was very special. So it goes. I am driving in a roundabout, moving in an 8 formation, up and down, like a weird merry-go-round. I have to go up to be able to get down, and then just continuing in this weird loop. But then I go back in the lowest plane, very low, in a specific significant place that is located at the end of an underground railroad that I used to come back to in my dream world. And at the end of that railroad, actually, there's an underground shop where I go to find my special stuff that I need. And now in this merry-go-round formation, I suddenly arrived at that location, and I came in on that rail into that underground shop. And moving in the vehicle, I just stretched out my hand to grab a pack of coffee. Coffee that actually doesn't provide the situation in good terms when you're stressed. But then, continuing my loop to the checkout, the expedite informs me that the coffee comes in 2 flavors, chaos and pineapple. And I choose pineapple. So I had already chosen, and the dream field obviously already knew I was on my way to a severe stress situation and I needed help. And it shows the dignity of keeping contact with the subconscious mind, learning to understand dream work. And to get to know yourself from the dreaming perspective, not only is the key to identify emotions and reactions then, it also gives you a stockpile of important symbols. And that leads to understanding of how one attracts events both in positive and negative ways. And in my next video I will talk about how I work with dreams and tap into the basic symbol archive. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see each other again. Have a wonderful day. Much love.